How much would I actually pocket after selling a fully paid off $800,000 house? My parents have passed away and the house came under my name. I do not want this house that's in Washington state when I live in a different state. The house was fully paid off, so no mortgage. It's located in a WA area if that matters. I have no experience in real estate as I don't own property. If I had this house sold, how much would I actually pocket after taking out every last fee, tax, miscellaneous costs, etc.? Edit. Also can't imagine agreeing to doing special repairs, remodeling, or upgrades to the house. It was literally constructed and finished from the ground up brand new in 2021. The styling of the house is your typical picture-perfect new modern style suburban home. Others have stated expected closing costs. Make sure you are paying WA dues and a property tax bill is due this month unless they pay it in full when the bill comes out. Penalties and fees will rack up costs if late. You might already know all that. But when in sad times, sometimes it helps to have reminders. My condolences. Wishing you the best of luck with the sale and some peace for your losses. 92 of it is a good estimate. That's what I've netted on the 4 properties I've sold. You shouldn't owe any taxes. Confirm this with your estate lawyer. But you shouldn't owe any capital gains tax as you likely inherited the house with a stepped up cost basis. Therefore, your only costs should be the realtor's commission and escrow and title fees. Maybe 6-7 of the sale price. I'm sorry for your loss. In California we figure on 6-7 of the total value for Costa to sell, which would net you $752,000 to $744,000. Ask your realtor for a seller's estimated net sheet. Their escrow or title company will gladly provide it. If they don't know what it is or how to create it or get it from escrow, don't hire them. A real estate agent in the area should be able to put a net sheet together for you. It's part of the listing presentation. There are different costs associated with selling depending on your area and price point. A good portion of the closing costs will be commissions. But there are transfer taxes, title fees, and maybe attorney fees. I'd also budget for getting everything out, getting the yard in pristine condition, and a deep professional clean. It can make a huge difference in marketability. Assuming it's in relatively good condition, the typical estimate is that you will cost 8 to 10 in assorted fees when you sell a home. So, if it's sold for $800K, you'd theoretically pocket $720,736K. I won't speak to the tax issue since I'm not familiar with Washington law. What would it rent for? Take your estimate of what it would sell for and divide sale price by rent price and look at the length of time that you would like. Just remember that let's say it takes 14.5 years of rent to cover the $800K. At the end of 14.5 years you still have the house and it's now worth $1.3 million. You'll pay about $810 if you sell with a realtor, which includes both realtor fees plus taxes and various fees. There are calculators online for every state. Your WA may take a fee too. Reach out to a local realtor and have a conversation. They'll tell you in the current market, based on its condition, what it should sell for. They can also tell you what you could expect to walk away with. Depends on if you offer or agree to any incentives for the buyer. And normally 6 in realtor fees unless you negotiate something less. I'm not sure on taxes or cap gains. How old are you? When my last parent died, I didn't want anything to do with the house memories and sold it way too quickly. 8 years later and I'm kicking myself. Rent it out first. Yes. It's possible to do this from another state. I also rent out a house in WA state but no longer live there. It's a little bit of work. But frankly, it is something you should learn how to do. It's worth the time investment to ramp up your real estate knowledge skills and bring in some regular income. You can always sell in a year or two if you honestly feel you can't hack it. So sorry for your loss. Whatever you do, I would be listing it ASAP before the market changes. So sorry for your loss. I think your realtor can give you a good estimate. You'd be responsible for property taxes, escrow fees, realtor commission, title and owner's insurance, processing AVD recording fees, utilities possibly like water? I believe my seller fees were around 10. I'm sorry for your loss, heart. Hit up a realtor and a CPA. You'll have closing costs, commission, and capital gains assuming it's not your principal residence. You're making a tidy sum in any case. Don't forget about the taxes you will have to pay on that income. Wouldn't you inherit the property at a zero-cost basis, assuming the entire estate is small enough to not get taxed? Then you pay capital gains on any appreciation from the date you inherited it. Talk to a tax attorney. The real hit could be from inheritance tax. Closing costs themselves will be minimal, with the biggest expense being a commission of about 6. But taxes are where you could get clobbered. A lot depends on the size of your parents' estate and how the property was left to you. Don't get financial advice from Reddit. Negotiate fees with realtors. Someone will offer you 4, and if you're in a hot market, the house will sell itself. Negotiate realtor fees to 4-5 total. 3 commission to buy side realtor. 3 commission to sell side realtor. Repairs costs to the house before selling, roof, paint, etc. $2,000 staging fees to make the house look marketable. $100 $1,000 landscaping and lawn care while house is being sold. Some HOAs make owners pay a selling fee. Take the cash post sale and roll it into the next property as a like-kind purchase and avoid taxes. If your house has no mortgage, closing costs are lower. Possible charges: you have attorney fees, title search and insurance, prorated taxes, WA, termite bond transfer, home warranty, government recording and transfer fees, etc. The largest expense you will have are the useless middlemen agents you pay at 5 with 2.5 split. Imagine paying someone equity at sales price when they don't contribute $1 to equity. Sad for inexperienced players. Comical for experienced buyers who still use these scavengers, lol. Rent it. 100 gains minus property taxes. You could charge $2,400 a month at least, which equals $30K a year property tax, which could be $10K tops. Meanwhile, the asset accumulated in value over time. Sell when you retire and it'll be well over $1 million. Could sell it to a cash buyer for $750 and ideally avoid the hassle of the sale. Or deal with a re-agent and get the same money. Lots of cash buyers in the metro Seattle area. Likely also true in the hinterlands of Washington. Realtor fees commission 3-6 depending on where you're at capital gains tax. Are you married or single? If married, you're exempt from capital gains tax if your profit is less than $500,000. If single, you're exempt from capital gains tax if your profit is less than $250,000. Anything above those amounts subject to capital gains, which is usually around 15-20. Don't forget the cost of getting it ready for sale. The elderly aren't the best at keeping a house in good condition. This is a good example of what's going to happen over the next 20 years, peaks in 5-10, which is the dying of the boomers and their Gen X kids unloading unwanted, unneeded real estate. It's like 40 million homes if my math is correct. Seems like there's an argument for us currently being a peak house. The IRS is gonna put a hurting on you.